You know, the whole idea of this is coming to understand what you're not. Stop seeking what you are, for God's sake. What you are does not need finding. It's not lost. It never has been. All that's happening is there's a false identification taking place. That's all. Mind is saying, I am this.
Yeah.
Which is simply not true. And then we remove the backstory with amnesia, and then what have we got left? Just this.
This.
Good. Now, what's that? What's this? What's this? That I've been taking to be me my whole life, all based on a story. Literally, all based on a damn story.
When you say that, like this, I'm like, there's absolutely, I get it.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. You listen. You already know this. And when I say that, I'm not talking to Kim.
Right.
You already know. That's why you're attracted to this. If you didn't know, like zero knowing at all, you'd have been on this non-dual path for maybe 2-3 weeks and would have just said, this is rubbish. What do you mean there's no person here? That's crazy shit. What do you mean I have no free will? Look, I can do that. That takes free will. Do you know what I mean? You would have just gone, no, I'm out of here. It makes no sense. But the reason you're not out of here is because you already know. That's why you're persistent with it.
Right.
Persistent with it, you know. It's like if you didn't already know what it was like to be home, you wouldn't crave to be home. If you didn't already know what it's like to be home.
Gotcha.
If you didn't know, the reason you're craving to be home is because you already know what home is. Otherwise, you'd have given it up 2 or 3 weeks into non-duality. It doesn't make any sense. Right. Non-duality doesn't make any sense. What? You mean there's no me here? That's crazy, batshit crazy. A person that doesn't know would say.
Yeah. Which is why it's not something that one can talk to just anybody.
You can't. I know. That's because it's for you.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's just for you. Yeah. So
beautiful.
Yeah, you know, it's see the trick. It's kind of a trick. The trick is not trying to understand non-duality. You can't. It's not possible to understand non-dual. Okay? We have a dualistic instrument, and that's the mind. Yeah? So we can use the dualistic instrument to unpick what duality is. Because as a person, I believe I have a start and a finish. I was born, one day I'll die. Have good days, bad days, good moments, bad moments. It's dualistic.
Day, night. Yep.
It's all dualistic. Yeah. So we can use this instrument to come to understand what you're not logically. Just logically. It's using good old-fashioned logic. Really.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Good. So the more we can come to start to understand what we're not, what we are begins to reveal itself. You can't find it. It doesn't, it's not, finally I found it. No, that's not the process. It's coming to understand what you're not. It's coming to understand the illusion. Sometimes it's referred to as the dream.
Right. Yeah.
Coming to understand how the mind works.
Right.
Yeah? Because in the absence of all thought, now what? What would the experience be? I don't even know if you can imagine it, but what would the experience be in the absence of all thought?
Now that's probably acceptance.
Would there be, okay, let's do it like this, yep. All of your internal dialogue has turned to Chinese. But I mean all
of it?
Of it, bar none. Right now, it turns to Chinese. Yep. Would you know that's a laptop in front of you?
No.
Trying to get you to see something, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
Would you know that that's a table that the laptop is sitting on? Desk or whatever? Would you know that's a tree over there? Would you know that's a tree over there?
No. Nope.
Good. Would you know who you were?
Nope. It's tricky because it's a tricky place to go. Not having, or just having all my thoughts be in Chinese, and not knowing the language. Yeah. What would anything be?
Exactly. I'm trying to get you to see it's the mind, it's thoughts that creates things.
Everything. Yeah.
Yes. It creates the idea of a laptop.
Right.
If that all turned to Chinese, yeah, your direct experience would just be this here-ness, this now-ness. Yeah? Then let's assume that there were thoughts going on, but it's all going on in Chinese. So it'd just be a noise. No meaning, nothing. It'd just be a noise. And you'd just be sitting here, 100% present. There'd be a bit of noise going on in here, whatever.
Nope.
Yeah?
I couldn't even ask what's wrong.
Huh?
I couldn't even ask what's wrong.
Correct.
What's this? No,
correct.
It would just be
correct. But there would still be awareness and consciousness here.
Gotcha.
Nobody claiming it, not connected with a person, not connected with an individual, not connected with an idea of what that is out there, not connected with an idea of what this is here, just pure.
Wow.
Pure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
Yeah. That's what's happening now, by the way. That's already happening now. This is just being overlaid.
Gotcha. Yes.
Just being overlaid with thoughts.
Yep.
That's all. That's all. And the thoughts are being taken to be reality.
Yep. And the truth, right? For me. Yeah.
So this is what we need to do. We need to start looking at, how is all this constructed? What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Do you understand? And you start to see, that the only instrument we've got to do any of that, analyze any, or even question, is the mind. And the funny thing is, it's the mind itself that's creating the illusion. We believe that, we've been in relationship with things our whole life. You might be in relationship with your car, right? You might go, this car has been fantastic. I've had it for 20 years. It's never broken down. I've never had any problems with it. It's beautiful. I love this car. Somebody else might have a car and say, God, it's a lemon. I've poured so much money into it. That's still a relationship with the car. Or relationships with people. Now, we just clarified it a moment ago. You're not who I think you are.
Right.
Nor is the car what you think it is.
Ooh.
The car is arriving in here. Just like you, whom you think I am, right, is arriving in here in your head.
Right.
The mind is it's creating everything. And then taken to be true, taken to be real. The mind will also say, yeah, this table that my laptop is sitting on is solid.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
solid.
Yep.
You couldn't tell
And
me
I
any
like
different.
it.
It's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mind will say, it's solid. A physicist will tell you it's not. It's not. But the mind will say, but it is solid. I can tap it like it's solid.
Yeah,
And
stuff
it's
on
not.
it.
And it's not.
Well, neither is the stuff that's sitting on it.
Correct.
Then.
Nothing is. All there is space. A physicist, listen, this is important, okay? A physicist still hasn't found matter. Did you know that? They still haven't found matter. That we call matter.
Wow.
Yeah, that's matter. We would call that matter.
Yep.
They drill down into it with electron scanning microscopes that magnify up to 1 million times. Guess what they find?
Space.
Space. Appearing as solid.
As solid.
Yeah.
It's
set up that way. Yeah. Our senses. It's brilliant. Our senses are limited. Our senses are limited. I cannot look up at the sky at night, look up at the moon and see the American flag that was planted there on the moon in 1969. I can't see it. My eyesight is limited. An eagle, however, can see a lot better than me. They still can't see the flag on the moon, right? Yeah. I can't sit here and hear a train right now pulling into New York Station.
Okay.
It's limited. Can only go so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with touch. Yeah. I can't feel the empty space of where matter is supposed to be, but it's not. What I feel is apparent hard things. It's limited. Do you understand?
Gotcha. Yep.
You apply that to all of the senses. Yeah. And then you got the mind. Holy shit. I mean, it's what I refer to as the creative sense. It's incredible. You look around, what it seems to be creating.
Yeah.
Just like that seems to be solid. What it's creating is phenomenal. Oh my God, like it's phenomenal. But none of it's what this is saying it is. Just like my mind, whatever it's saying about you sitting there right now is false. So we believe we've been in relationships all our life. Imagine how dumbstruck I was when it finally dawned on me, I've never been in a relationship with anything or anyone. This creates the idea of the other. And then this has a relationship in here with the idea about the other, which this created in the first place. We just need to look. Like literally, we just need to look. See, this teaching is called non-duality. You'd be amazed at how many times I've said to people, okay, tell me about your understanding. Tell me about non-duality, where you're at. Yeah? And they'll just parrot off everything that they've heard from different teachers, things that they've got from different books and so on and so forth. That's why I said to you at the beginning, from your experience, tell me.
Right.
Not from others. Yeah. And they give me this big, long diatribe about what non-duality is. And I go, good. People have sat there for 15 minutes sometimes, right? Internally, I'm going, for Christ's sake, get to the point, right? Anyway. Then they'll do that and I go, okay, good, thank you. Now, what can you tell me about duality? And they'll go, oh, it's the pairs of opposites. I go, what, that's it? That's all you got? You just spoke for 15 minutes on something that can't be spoken about.
Gotcha.
You can't. Anything we say
Yeah.
about non-dual is not it.
Yeah.
Anything we say about it is not actually it. And then I come to the question, what can you tell me about duality? And people kind of, they don't know. They don't actually know. Right? So they don't know what duality
Gotcha.
is. Good. They don't know what
Yeah.
duality is. And they're using the dualistic instrument that they know nothing about to try and understand non-dual.
Non-dual. Right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, duality. Yeah. In the absence of all thoughts, what do you think happens to duality?
There can't be duality in the absence of thoughts.
Good. So what's duality?
Thoughts.
Only.
Shit. Wow.
That's why I keep saying it's thoughts.
Only.
Yep.
Fuck.
It's thoughts that veil non-dual. Because in the
so
absence
simple.
of all, yes, hello. It is.
But
it is.
and yet it's the complexity of the thoughts that are the problem.
But when you understand this,
Yeah.
then the question arises, who cares about the thoughts?
Duality, the character.
The thought,
Right.
which is the thoughts.
Yep. Okay, super. That's super. You just took it out of the personalization. It's
Yeah.
just the thoughts.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. The character is the thoughts.
Yeah.
There's not a separate
Mhm.
character that's aware of the thoughts,
Right.
or there's not a
Right.
separate character that the thoughts are affecting. The character is the
It
thoughts.
is the thoughts. Yeah.
So that's what I mean by it's all thoughts. And it's easy. If we remove the thoughts about the character disappears. That's pretty bloody obvious to determine then what the character is.
Yeah.
Thoughts. Holy shit.
Wow. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's just a matter of looking. It's just a matter of, and we need to understand what duality is, because that's the culprit.
That makes
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we've got this, right? Now listen to this, right? Then we've got this dualistic person that hopes one day to discover non-dual.
Hello.
I know, but if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Here's the dualistic person, and I'll denote it with 2 fingers because the dualistic person is 2. Start,
Yes.
finish, works, yeah, polaric
Yep.
opposites, blah, 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 yeah. And one
Yeah.
day, it's hoping to discover, finally, non-dual. How
Yeah.
many's there?
1.
How many's there?
Well, 3.
Well, you could say 2. The
Okay.
2 fingers
Yep,
is just
I
representing
understand.
duality.
Understood. Okay. Yes,
Right?
2.
So duality finally discovers, when I say duality, I mean the person, right?
Yes.
Duality finally discovers non-dual. How many's there? 2.
1.
2. So the duality can't discover non-dual. It's not possible. Because if the duality could discover non-dual, there'd still be 2. So that can't be it. Yeah.